that might not be truly applicable in the current circumstance, and therefore those laws must not be strictly applied. Because the reason why the masters wanted the laws was to restrict, for example, the subjects.
So how would you then not apply them strictly? So somebody has, I know it's not a matter that will be before you, because most of them are in the Chief Magistrate courts. For example, the offense of drunk and disorderly.
I believe in looking at that question is to look at the kind of punishments that you can mete out with respect to those offenses. For example, you can say, I'm giving you a suspended sentence, for example, so that you do not unduly punish these citizens of ours who would have taken a little bit much more than they ought to have.
Okay, and if it's a repeat offender?
If it's a repeat offender,
the same context of drunk and disorderly? If
it's a repeat offender, then you would then apply the law properly.
Okay. Can you order that a person seek a treatment, because you know alcoholism is a disease?
Yes, you could, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, I'm Jokindumo. I was a bit late, so let me introduce myself. I see that you have written a very interesting article on the presidential powers for clemency, and you've talked about how the victims of such crimes are not given the opportunity to say what they think. So taking your studies in this area and applying it in a different context, under Article 168, the Judicial Service Commission can recommend the removal of a judge, and the procedure is that it then goes to tribunal, and if the tribunal then states or it says that the judge should be recommended, the judge should be removed, that judge can come to the court of or to the Supreme Court on appeal. The Supreme Court has original jurisdiction. This process from the beginning had a complainant who went to the JSC, was gone to the tribunal, but at the Supreme Court appears to have no locus. What would you say in terms of the rights of the complainant at that appellate stage?
Thank you for the question. I truly believe that a complainant should have a say, at the very least at the Supreme Court, because this complainant took part in this whole process from the beginning up till the tribunal. So I still believe that complainant ought to be given an opportunity to say something at the very least.
How would the complainant approach the Supreme Court? In what capacity?
Perhaps as an interested party.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Chair. Yes, good morning once again.
Good morning.
In your introductory remarks, you mentioned that you work at the Tax Appeals Tribunal?
Yes.
Yes, I have not seen any reports from DISPOP concerning your tribunal. Do you file your daily returns?
Yes, we do. Yes.
You were not given any reports from DISPOP in preparation for this interview?
I was given, yes.
You were given?
Yes.
Okay, for some reason I have not been given a copy, but I'll find out after this. I thought you were not given. So you also work at Kabarak University?
I used to.
Do you have any reports from there concerning your performance? I believe they must have a performance appraisal system.
They do.
Yes.
I left working in June of last year.
Oh, okay.
Yes, when I joined the tribunal. Yes.
And maybe your last appraisal from there, now that I don't have any from the tribunal?
The interesting bit is that students also appraise you. So you can imagine that students would be very keen, especially when the results are out, to mark you properly. But I want to report that my students were extremely very happy with my performance in terms of class attendance, in terms of quality supervision, in terms of engaging with them, in terms of mentoring and much more. So they were extremely very happy about that. I must also say that the administration was happy with the kind of work that I have done, especially with the students, because these are our children, and they require much more than just teaching them. So the school is extremely very happy, was extremely very happy about that.
So your appraisal system is an oral expression of either happiness or sadness.
It's a 360. It's a 360.
I get the 360, but
Yes.
I'm just wondering whether there is a report maybe to support what you're telling us.
There is a report.
Yes.
Yes.
But you didn't supply us.
No, I did not, unfortunately.
Okay. Hopefully you can.
Yes, I will.
Even after this.
Yes.
So the question I have for you is about the different modes of ADR, specifically mediation. What is mediation in your understanding? How does it take place?
So my understanding of mediation is where two parties come together with the help of a third party who helps them resolve the dispute. So the mediator does not actively take part in this dispute. The mediator just encourages the parties to reach a settlement. So the eventual bit there would be that they would reach a settlement, and then there would be mediation settlement,
Okay.
which would be the mediation agreement. Yes.
Okay, the settlement agreement.
Yes.
Yes. Now, in the context of court annex mediation, at the end of it all, of course, the settlement agreement is adopted by the court. But is that agreement final, or is there room to challenge it? And if there is, what are the grounds on which you would challenge a mediation settlement agreement?
I believe that the mediation agreement can be challenged on the basis, for example, if one of the parties say that I did not understand what I was signing on to, for example. Secondly, that in reaching this settlement, for example, I was not aware of what was really going on, and also if the agreement, for example, it would be manifestly illegal, so it could be challenged on that basis as well.
Okay, when it's illegal, any
Yes.
other?
That is what I can.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, and I wish you well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my lady.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and welcome again, Wakili.
Thank you.
Now, the Constitution of Kenya assumes the theme of good leadership and integrity throughout its chapters. Could you tell us or name to us the legal framework that governs leadership and integrity?
So thank you, Commissioner. I believe that the Constitution would be the first rubric when it comes to leadership and integrity, and the other legislations, for example, the Leadership and Integrity Act, the Public Officer Ethics Act, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Act. There is also the Conflict of Interest Act that would speak to that.
Okay, thank you. Now, could you also name to us some of the Bangalore principles of judicial conduct and explain to us how you will apply them?
So, thank you, Commissioner. Some of the Bangalore principles of judicial conduct would be impartiality. That is one. So I believe that a judge ought to be impartial in the way they conduct the matters in court, so that the members of public could then have faith in the judicial system. Without impartiality, members of public would not have faith in the judicial system. The second one is integrity. in the sense that if a judicial officer is not a person of integrity, then the court will lack the authority then to assert itself, because the members of public, for example, would be viewing it to be a court that can be swayed and that is not that cannot be trusted. Thirdly is independence. I believe that a judge ought to be independent so that they can then make their decisions in an independent manner, without external influence or even internal influence. That way then it is then assured that this judge would decide on cases based on the law only, as opposed to external factors. Lastly, I believe that competence is also important, so that this judge is then able to execute their duties in a manner that demonstrates that they understand the law, and therefore then ensure that the public would be confident in the decision that this judge reaches. So I believe that those are some of the principles of Bangala principles, yes.
Okay. Thank you. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable CJ. Counsel, could you please tell us your understanding of emotional intelligence and how you will apply it in your role as a judge?
So thank you. My view is that there is a distinction between intelligence quotient and emotional intelligence. So that emotional intelligence would be how it is that you deal with people, the soft skills that you would then have, and how it is that you're then able to relate with others, especially in a workplace. So one of the key themes around emotional intelligence would be empathy, that you're able to empathize with the situation of the people that you're working with on the basis that you have understood them, and therefore then you're going to take into account how they feel about that particular issue. So that then is important. The second one is self-awareness, that you must also be aware of yourself as an individual, about how it is that you act around people, what it is that you do not like, so that you're also able to introspect and to be able to adjust to the circumstance, especially in the workplace. So yeah, so those are some of the issues around emotional intelligence, yes.
Okay. Please tell this panel your experience in the area of mentorship and any role that you've taken.
So thank you very much. So mentorship is important because you then grow the next generation of leaders, for example, or you then help a junior colleague who's just joining to learn the ropes, so that their entry into the workforce then becomes a little bit easier and a little bit softer. So I have mentored many young colleagues, but more so what I'm proud of is the mentorship of the students at Kabarak University, because this is the future of this legal practice, for example. So I've mentored in excess of 300 students in different areas, be it academics, be it outside academics. Yes, so I have mentored.
So what role do you play as a mentor? What is your role?
My role is hand-holding, in terms of holding their hands, and also depending on exactly what it is that this young mentee would want to know.
Okay.
So I would tailor-make my mentorship to them depending on what it is that they exactly require. Okay. So that it's just a general mentorship to just say that we're mentoring all of you. So it's specific to the mentee, yes.
Okay, right. Now my last question, I'm looking at your profile and some of the feedback we got after doing our background checks. There is quite a bit of good comments that have come from the public, but maybe there's something that I do not see here. What would they say they don't like about you?
I don't know what they would say, but I would guess that during my stint at the County Assembly of Kericho, I was extremely very strict because it was necessary to be strict. So perhaps at that point in time, the members of the County Assembly weren't extremely very happy about me. But I know that we ran a very good county at the County Assembly of Kericho, and ensured that, for example, the County Assembly of Kericho, for the very first time, was given an unqualified audit report by the Office of the Auditor General, just demonstrating the fact that we put in place good systems at that county. But I guess feedback has changed now, that they would be saying that I was the best speaker.
Did they try to impeach you?
There was no attempt at impeachment.
Okay.
Yes, thank
All right,
you.
thank you. I wish you well.
Asante.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
Fine. Now, how can technology be used to improve access to justice?
Thank you very much, Commissioner, for the question. I think the understanding is that funds are not unlimited, and therefore then our solace would be to run through technology so that we can leverage on technology to ensure that most of our Kenyans access justice. So I believe that technology is the future in terms of access to justice. In terms of ensuring that cases are filed seamlessly and that hearings are conducted virtually, that then cuts down on the cost of accessing justice.
Do you think that there is place for use and application of artificial intelligence? Out here, they say that the fifth disruptor would be AI. So I believe that there is place for AI, but not generative AI, so that, for example, the judiciary judges would not be using AI to write judgments, but would use AI, for example, for processes that do not require generation of new information. So that, yes, so I believe that that would be important, but also ethical use of AI. Yes. What is the role of the judiciary in socioeconomic development?
So thank you for that question, Commissioner. I believe that looking at the stage, for example, I see the place of judiciary being ensuring that there is social justice. Our constitution in very many places speaks about social justice and the welfare of the vulnerable. And I then believe that judiciary will then play a great role. It is playing a great role, but I think it plays a great role in social justice, and therefore then it speaks to the society in general and what the judiciary can then do. Thank you.
Thank you, and wish you well.
Asante.
Yes, Council, we are almost coming to an end. You said you have only 4 pending cases.
Yes, I do. At
the Tax Appeals Tribunal.
Yes, I do.
How about the overall tribunal? What is the backlog like?
So for example, last year we handled 704 cases. 443 of those cases, there were consents in 443 of those. 240 were handled by the various panels. 21 cases moved on to this year because they were pending judgments. So the judgments were then delivered in the month of January of this year. So we then pick up again this year.
Okay,
yes.
So in other words, you are real time at the Tax Appeals Tribunal. You hear matters as they are filed.
Yes, yes. Just safe to say that there is a 120-day period that parties are then given to attempt mediation.
Okay.
Yes.
Is mediation working?
Yes, it is, yes.
The one assisted by the High Court or the one?
The one assisted by Kerry.
By the KRI itself?
Yes, the respondent, yes.
How about the one assisted by the High Court? Is it working?
I haven't seen much from that front, but from the cases that we have handled, just like I was indicating before, that, for example, 441 cases were handled internally. So the cases were filed at the Tax Appeals Tribunal, but consents were filed in 443 of the cases.
So the tribunal itself is also facilitating
yes.
mediation?
So because when parties come, then we'd give them the opportunity to then attempt mediation.
Very well.
Thank you.
There is an answer you gave to the question asked by, I think, Commissioner Omwansa, followed up by the AG, about the court suspending the invalidity of a statute. And you said once the court has declared a statute invalid, the court cannot suspend that. And I wanted to ask you, supposing the court suspended the Sexual Offences Act, what would happen to the offenders who are being processed in court, the ones to be charged of the offense? What would happen? Wouldn't that cause mayhem?
Perhaps I wasn't very clear. I'm sorry about that, Madam Chief Justice. For such a scenario, like the one that you have mentioned, is that those offenders would need to be processed. There shouldn't be chaos in the country. So then perhaps I wasn't extremely very clear. So in that instance, then it can be suspended.
Yes, because there is an assumption of
Yes.
the constitutionality of a statute.
That is true. That
Right?
is true. That is true.
So that is why a structural interdict is given to allow the amendment if the registry deems it fit.
That is
because that law is supposed to cater for a lacuna
That is
or
true.
a situation.
That is true.
Now, once you suspend, what happens?
There'd be chaos.
That's what I wanted to clarify.
I'm sorry if I wasn't very clear.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, asante.
So I think this brings us to the end of this interaction with you, Council, this morning. But before we release the candidate, we always allow them also an opportunity to engage us. So the floor is yours.
So I would just wish to thank this panel for having me here today to have this conversation about the position of the Office of the High Court Judge. I'm truly grateful to this panel, and I'm also truly grateful to the judiciary for the role that they have given me at the Tax Appeals Tribunal. I'm eternally grateful. And I would want to just commend the judiciary that it is doing a very great job, and I think the future is only brighter. Thank you.
Thank you very
Asante.
much. On behalf of the commissioners, we wish you success. We wish you well. We will get in touch with you when we complete the exercise. But we like to encourage every candidate who appears before us that they are Kenyans. We appreciate them and the work that they are doing, serving Kenyans in whatever capacity you are serving them. And keep up doing the good work that you are doing.
Asante.
Yes, so you are released. You can
Asante,
take your
asante.
writing pad and your water.